of Mathis that year. The game he broke the single-season Rams record, he had another sack they called back on a bullshit penalty. Robert Quinn could run sideways. Like, you know how ankle flexion and kind of like that. Robert Quinn was that kind of guy. So Robert, for me, as far as the guy that I got to play with at full strength, Aaron is the best of all time, in my opinion.
I wish I could have played with Aaron Donald. I wish he could have been on that Chicago Tampa 2 defense. He just would have made my life, my job. Oh my God. I love watching that dude play.
And you know what about Aaron? I always give him credit on this is he's self-made. Like he has all the gifts, but you know, as you know, like people with all the gifts, the buy-in's optional. Like, you always see guys like that like maybe don't. He was the guy that I always tell the story when he was a rookie and I came in to watch film after camp and the building's empty. He was on the film machine. Like I've never seen anybody in there at 9 o'clock. The rookie, his first day in, is in there watching film, grinding, and he does a lot of personnel tells off that. He gets a lot of TFLs off his film study. Guys don't study film anymore in the NFL, dude. It's the most at our fingertips has ever been.
I don't know that.
I would say guys aren't studying.
I don't know that.
I would say guys aren't teaching it.
D linemen are not watching film anymore.
I think it's more like he's saying. I think it's more guys don't know how to watch the tape the right way.
You don't know how to.
Guys aren't teaching because what happens is we get there and the coach is like, "Hey, man,
Kyle Hamilton finally goes off the board. Ravens.
Coach is like, go be a pro.
No, pick is in. Well, we hope that's him.
I'm like, the coaches will tell you, hey, go be a pro. It's like, well, shit, I don't know how. Like, tell me.
Well, yeah, but you know what? I would argue.
Then they go lean on Peanut.
I would argue that
Peanut trying to get himself right.
Sink or swim. They throw you in the water. Hey, you go find the guy who's the baddest motherfucker in there.
You need to
and
find
you go follow him.
And see
That's
exactly.
what I had to do. No one taught me. So I think it's just guys thinking
Who was
they're
that
too
guy?
entitled
That's
now.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
The Wes Welkers, the Tom Brady's, the Randy Mosses in practice. I mean,
Were you there?
I
with
couldn't
Troy?
say anything.
Did you catch Troy? Or you missed Troy.
I missed Troy, but Troy came in. You know, he was always around the building. He was a great guy to learn off. Kevin Falks, the Teddy Bruce.
But you know, with the new CBA now, young guys don't get that advantage anymore. I walked into a D-line room full of Leonard Little, James Hall, Fred Robbins, you know, guys like that were like, you know, kind of your OGs. And now, few and far between guys over 30 on the team with the new, you know, the way they try to get you out of there. So I think that's a big disservice.
And if they're on the team,
you know
they're
the
not
vets
there.
know more than the coaches sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, I learned the most on how to play the game of football from watching guys. The coaches gave me information to allow me to go play fast.
Yeah.
Right.
But to learn how to like body move, to learn from example, I was watching, you know, Wes Welkers. I was watching the late hands with Randy Moss.
But think about it. You've been doing that since
since
you were a kid anyway.
Yeah, but I had to learn a new position.
Right. Okay, that's true.
So, you know,
that's
like
true.
going into that, like, yeah, Chad O'Shea, he was my receiver coach. He was an unbelievable coach. Shout out. He's with the Cleveland Browns doing great things with them. But I learned the most from watching Wes Welker. I learned the most from watching film of Troy Brown, Jabbar Gaffney, you know, Dante Stallworth, like the old guys that have flourished in the season.
Yeah, they know their
That's
shit,
when
yeah.
you learn.
Yeah.
Who was your vet, bro? Because you were obviously a vet to so many.
So I think when I first came out, I'd say Jerry Azuma.
Zuma, that's right.
I liked Jerry. We had R.W. McQuarters. Who really taught me the position was Vance Bedford.
There we go.
Really?
Like I didn't. So I got,
That's a
like
good
you
pick
said,
for them.
I bought in. I had all the talent. In college, high school, I solely just worked off of athleticism. I watched film and I was good, but I didn't really know the game of football.
Right.
And then I got to my first NFL meeting, and Vance Bedford, he was Woodson's coach when he was in Michigan.
Yeah.
He goes, hey, draw up the defense, draw up cover two, whatever. And I draw up the whole defense, and then I put corner or deep third or whatever. And I put what the corners did. And he's like, well, put up everyone else's responsibility. Yeah. And I was like, well, what do you mean? I don't play safety. I don't play linebacker. I'm not a 7 technique. I can draw them up there, but I don't know what gaps they hit. I don't know none of that. He was like, son, this is the NFL. You need to learn that.
Especially on the back end.
Yeah.
Like for us, we try to keep the window small and be like, all right, where's the safety? Where's my help? Like, where do I want to force this ball? Like,
it's a great
you know,
pick for the
sometimes you
Ravens.
just want to play fast, but for y'all on the back end, you really do have to know
It
the whole
helps, though,
defense.
because you know that I don't have to make this play because this is your job. So I can just play in the C gap. I don't need to run. I don't need to run outside because I know your job is to hammer this whole thing and keep everything inside. I can just take this C gap. Like once he taught me that and once I learned that and I knew where all my help was, well, damn, I got safety help over the top. I can actually take a shot. I can jump this slant that
take
you're
a
trying
shot,
to do.
yeah.
You know, like once he taught me that and I learned, I was like, damn, okay, this is football. This is the strategy. It was like, it came easy to me. Then I was like, damn, I was playing checkers for so long.
Yeah.
Now I'm playing chess.
Yeah.
Like,
Now
and it
we're
was-
cooking with gas.
Now we cooking.
Yeah,
now
dude.
this is
Which actually it saves your body because now you're not you're not stressing your body so much. 'Cause
Oh,
now
No question.
you're getting there
1000%.
early.
It's easier to get there early, dude.
like my last year in Carolina. It was year 13. I had tore my ACL. I was like playing on half an ACL when I went during that season. I
What
had
year was that?
2015.
Yeah.
So
Super Bowl,
my
right?
ACL was partially torn, and I was like, "Hey, I know this is my last year. I'm all in. Screw
Yeah.
it." And I'm out there. I can run. I can do some things, but technique, film study. I was a vet in the game, so I just knew certain
Right,
things.
I know how to get there.
I know how to get there. I know my help. I don't have to sprint all out on this one because it's there, so I can just do. Like once I learned that, I saved so much more of myself. You know what I'm saying?
Don't you wish? I always say, like, my pops did 13 years, like, was a big film study guy, and he always talked about, like, it's like two elevators. One's your kind of your physical elevator, the other's your
cross.
and your prime is when they cross.
Yeah.
One's always going up and one's always going down. You know,
I
like
always
when you
talk
sit
about
there
that.
as your 10
29.
years. Yeah.
29,
28, 29.
Those
And
are the years
boy,
'cause
hey,
you're at your highest athletic
Yeah.
performance, like right before it's about to taper.
Yeah.
But then that's when your knowledge, you got like 4 or 5 years.
so you got to
in your
make the
belt.
most of
Yeah.
27 to 31. Like that's your kind of like everything.
Depending on position, because you like different positions, you got
running back, you got to hurry up.
You got to go.
You gotta
Right
hurry
now.
up
Right, rat now.
You
Get
got
out
3
the
years.
gate.
Dude, you got to go
No,
rat
but
now.
so like I was playing with D Hall in Washington, and he
Yeah.
said when he was in Atlanta, he was playing with Kevin Mathis, and he said Kevin Mathis told me a famous quote. He's like D Hall, you know, we're in the streets, you run like a 4.2, 4.1. He says, but I run like a 4.5, 4.6. He said,
Yeah.
but I guarantee you, I'll get to that spot before you can.
Right,
He said, because I know what's coming.
right.
And D Hall said once he told me that,
Yeah, you shave fractions of time off.
Yeah,
It's like angles and rushing.
bro, Charles
You know,
Woodson
it's
used
like
to, Charles used to sit
Speed
there.
rushers.
Charles used to stand there with his arms folded. We were playing Arizona. He stood there with his arms folded, and we're on the sideline like, why is he in the stands? Then Kurt Warner stood up and just hit him right in the chest.
Yeah, yeah.
We're like, yo, because he didn't practice.
Some guys are rare in that they're so great physically and they're so great mentally at the same time, and that's when you
That's
get
when you
Hall
get
of Famers,
that's when you
bro.
get the beast.
That's
Luke Keuchly.
Right,
Oh,
right,
Lord
right,
have mercy.
right.
I played with Luke. I've been on the field with Luke. We be out there, red 18, hey, screen, screen left, screen left. Like I have literally witnessed this on the field.